In a previous post, I mentioned types of paints because knowing the types of paint, you will now be able to know what to do. In this particular post, I'm going to be mentioning 2 types of paint among those lists. If you have not heard those other types of paint, make sure you check my previous post on types of paint. Now, in this particular post, I'm going to be telling you about 2 types of paint. At the end of this post, you'll be able to deduce whether you want to use the paint or not. Number 1 paint I'm going to be speaking about is the emulsion paint. Everybody knows emulsion. The emulsion paint is a water-based paint mixed with dried pigments. Now, the emulsion paint, what are the advantages of using an emulsion paint? The emulsion paint in nature is opaque. When I mean opaque, it's matte in nature, thus it does not shine. The emulsion paint is budget friendly. So if you are looking for a paint and you have a very tight budget, then the emulsion paint is your friend. One of the disadvantages of using emulsion paint is short life on the wall. It gets flaky earlier, and some colors you pick might not turn out the way it is in the color chart or in the color catalog. You might not get the same finish that you have in the color catalog. Another disadvantage of using the emulsion paint is that sometimes when you use it externally, the resistance to heat, the sun, is very low. So expect quicker fading with an emulsion paint. But if you're talking about using something budget friendly, something you need to quickly give the icing on the cake on your building, the emulsion paint is a perfect paint for you. 2, I'm going to also be speaking about the matte paint. Matte paint comes in plain sheen and latex sheen. So one is when you say matte, is non-glossy at all. Then you have another type of matte paint that is low sheen, meaning you are seeing it a bit glossy, but it's not. But it gives you a little bit of a glossy film. So when you're picking up your matte paint, you should be able to say what type of finishing of the matte that you want. The matte paint now is a much more higher paint than the emulsion that I mentioned earlier. The matte paint has higher spread, higher coverage, more durability under the sun, depending on the colors you are picking. Now, what makes the matte paint unique? The matte paint is semi-washable, meaning if there's a stain which is not too deep, you can wipe it off and it cleans off by itself. The matte paint is also humidity resistant, unlike the emulsion which could quickly get molds because of the lightness of the paint. But in matte, you are dealing with a paint that is much more richer. And when using like the latest matte, which is much more durable, which can be used for your external of a building, it comes in different shades, it comes in different colors. Interior designers, or for designers or developers, they will always want to use the matte paint because of 1, its coverage, 2, its durability, and its ability to be able to withstand weathering. For those that will be wanting to use matte paint, don't use matte on metals, don't use matte on wood. If you use it on any of these, it will pull off. We have paints for that. And in my other post coming up next, we're going to be telling you about glossy paints, which you can use also for metals, high sheen paints, which you can use that gives you that very lovely silk sheen for those of you. So we'll be talking about satin paints, silk paints in our next post.